Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Lanh, and currently I'm teaching English at Nagoya University of Foreign Studies in Japan. Today, I'm going to talk about how my teacher's interventions helped me overcome language anxiety. So let's get started. So this was me in the class during the first 2 years of learning English. I was so anxious and worried about everything related to English, like taking tests and exams, answering questions, making mistakes, grammar and pronunciation, my teacher's reactions, and so on. One of the reasons was because of my English teacher. She could get mad at me whenever I made a mistake. She usually said something like, "What? I've told you many times, don't you remember?" And she could also ready to interrupt me when she heard wrong pronunciation or grammar mistake, just to correct me. So I was really nervous when being called on by my teacher and got very low scores in tests and exams. I usually thought that my classmates were much better than me, and I was not good at English at all, and it was not the right language for me. Well, these symptoms refer to what is called language anxiety. It describes the feeling of tension and apprehension specifically associated with second language learning contexts. There has been evidence suggesting that it has negative effects on language learners. This was me in English class 2 years later. Thanks to the new English teacher, I was more confident and positive about learning a foreign language. Well, you may wonder how. How did that happen? Well, no worries. I'm now going to explain what she did to help reduce my language anxiety. One of the strategies was to create a non-threatening classroom environment through diverse activities. Well, I still remember the excitement of listening to the English songs by Westlife and Backstreet Boys for the first time. We also had more chances to interact with each other and actively engage in games and pair work and group work. So those activities made me feel that learning English was fun, and English classes no longer had only grammar exercises and dialogue repetition, but had much more fun things. So I felt more relaxed when going to English class. And the way she corrected my mistake also made me feel more confident and comfortable. She didn't get mad at me or show uncomfortable facial expressions. She would wait for me to complete my sentence before jumping in to correct me. So how did she correct me? Well, she usually gave me some hints by showing where an error is and giving a clue about how to correct it. Also, she corrected our mistakes in non-verbal ways, such as a raised eyebrow, a finger correction, or shaking head. Research has shown that students feel more at ease when the teacher's manner of correction is not harsh and when he or she does not overreact to mistakes. So her correction techniques help me realize that mistakes can be made by everyone and making mistakes is a part of learning. So I didn't feel nervous when making a mistake because I knew that my teacher would not get angry with me and I still had a chance to correct it and then learn from it. So to sum up, a supportive classroom atmosphere can help students overcome their fear and enhance class participation. Another thing helping me overcome the fear of learning English is my teacher's high immediacy. This refers to the degree of a teacher's approachability characterized by verbal and nonverbal behaviors. It has been found to significantly impact student motivation and anxiety. So students are more drawn to teachers who minimize psychological and emotional distance with them. It helps build and maintain a good rapport between teachers and students and creates an environment which enhances motivation and reduces anxiety. So I think my teacher had a high teacher immediacy through both verbal and non-verbal cues, such as getting into conversations with students before, during, after class, sharing her stories and experience of learning English, or showing that she was listening to students. So, compared with the previous teacher, who was very serious and easy to get mad, she was more approachable and a good listener. So her classes were more engaging and less stressful, and I felt relaxed and safe when speaking in the class, asking questions, or having conversations with her. And finally, she usually encouraged me to practice positive self-talk by producing positive statements about myself, such as I can do it, I can speak English well without preparation, my favorite part of English is pronunciation, or I can do better in the next test. So, according to psychologists, positive self-talk is effective in reducing language anxiety because it promotes positive emotions, which encourage positive self-concepts and develop rational beliefs about themselves in anxious learners. So in my case, after practicing talking to myself, I could visualize a positive self-image and try to build confidence in myself and in its skills. I was motivated to improve my English and gradually overcame the anxiety of learning it. So in conclusion, a relaxed classroom environment, high teacher immediacy, and positive self-talk, when collectively interconnected, promote motivational learning attitudes and reduce language anxiety. Hopefully, what I share in my presentation will provide valuable resources for teachers. Thank you for listening.